Hi, I'm Sarah Rose, and I am a belly dancer and belly dance costume maker. And today I wanted to try and make a golden era inspired costume, really inspired by the iconic and elegant looks of Samia Gamal. Samia is often credited with bringing belly dance from Egypt to Hollywood in the 1950s and 60s through all of her movies, and she just is always so beautiful, so I'm going to give it a go. First, I pick my fabric out. I've got this beautiful yellow saree with delicate beadwork, so I'm going to use that, and let's go and sketch the design that I want to do. This saree has like beautiful teardrop shapes on it, so I think I'm going to make appliques out of it, make a nice kind of bandeau bra with fluffy straps, some sleeves, a curved belt with fringe, a long skirt, and hopefully I'll have enough saree trim to trim the bottom of the skirt. I'll put another applique on the belt and do a crisscross back with O-rings because that's the most comfortable for me. So let's get started on making the applique. I'll cut the teardrop or botte pattern out and then sandwich it in between quilt batting and some nice cotton broadcloth. I'm sewing them together, which hand sewing of course takes a lot of time, so do something fun while you do it. And then putting a satin silver bias tape around. So my secret weapon with belly dance belts is to quilt them between 2 layers of strong cotton and quilt batting in between. That's going to make you a really strong and structured base so that when you put all of these heavy gemstones and sequins and decorations on top, it's not going to pull or droop or drag or anything like that. It's going to stay a nice tight fit and you'll be able to wear it for years to come. Here you can see I am quilting, so I am just going about a 1/2 inch, and it doesn't matter if it's skewed or not, because this is all going to go on the inside between the lining and the outside of the saree fabric or fashion fabric layer in this case. This is also a really good time for you to use all of those extra bobbins that you have at home that are like half full with random colors, because like I said, this is going to go on the inside. So just go slow, do lots of little stitches, and that's going to give you just the perfect belt base to work with. Once the base is done, I wanted to give a little texture, so I cut out a piece of the saree that was bigger, taller in this case, than the belt base, and then I made some ruching on different parts of it and hand tacked it down. We're going to add a whole lot more to it, so it doesn't matter that it's like not really good hand sewing. I just want to make it secure enough to start making these little pleats or ruching for a little bit of 3-dimensional texture. So here's what I've got so far. The next step is I'm going to use some more of that silver satin bias tape, and I'm going to go ahead and bind the edges of my belt. Since the fashion layer was cut so much larger so I could have that 3D effect with the ruching, I'm just going to cut it off after I do the seam tape and then hand stitch it on the back side so that nothing is showing. And here we have a belt all ready for embellishing. Now I'm going to work on the bra a little bit. I'm going to make some shoulder straps by cutting some very long rectangles and then folding them in fourths to make a nice strong strap using a 100% cotton broadcloth. I make straps like this often and they always work out for me pretty well, and they're not too hard. For the underbust band, I do the same thing, but I sometimes add a grosgrain ribbon on the inside to give it some extra stability. Now I'm just going to add these straps directly to my store-bought bra. I have cut the regular like elastic straps off of it, and I am putting some straps, sewing them directly on the cup for really good support and structure. But I'm leaving about an inch from the edge of the cup so that when I cover the bra from the front, I have a little room to squish the fashion layer behind the cup so it's a cleaner edge. These are the O-rings that I use, so they are available at Lowe's or Home Depot. And here we go. We have a bra that is ready to be covered. So I just cover the fabric and squish it underneath that extra space I left between the straps and the edge of the cup. And I'll do a back stitch and then a whip stitch down on the extra bits so it doesn't come unraveled easily. And it's ready to be embellished. I'm going to make some little puffy straps to go on things. So I'm making a long tube of the Saree fabric and then putting a core of cotton twill inside of it. And here we have it so far. I have tacked on some of the Saree trim onto the belt, and I think it looks so cute already, and I haven't even done anything. The appliques are in place, and although I want to do some more embellishment, it's like almost a costume already. And here's my buddy Titan. We love him. Meow. So here are the fluffy straps added on, and now we are ready to get started with embellishing. I always use my Clover coin thimble to protect my fingers. And here you see I use some big rhinestones and some bugle beads and little seed beads. These are silicone earplugs that I'm using to wax my thread. And for beading on the garment itself, I'm going to use quilting hand thread. And then for the beaded fringe that we use in a little while, I'm going to use nylon, bonded nylon thread. So right now I'm using the bugle beads to make these little sunburst patterns around these large, just plain silvery rhinestones. So remember, you can do this as slowly as you want to. I often do this while I'm doing other things like cooking. So here's some nice beef stew. So I often just do a few little stitches here, a few little stitches there, just when I get a chance to do it. But it makes a big difference to do handwork, as you can see. And then it's time to glue on these smaller rhinestones with glue. So I'm going to put a little dab of gem tack and then just put the stone down. I've got my yarn balls here to help me get the right shape. I'll use my seam ripper to take the inside beading out and some fray check to make sure that nothing happens to my fashion layer. And then it's time to work on the paillette fringe. I'm pretty sure that's how you say paillettes. So I've got my seed beads, my bugle beads, the paillettes. I've got a beading needle from Tulip, some cotton twill tape as a base, and some bonded nylon to hold it all together. For the long and straight fringe, I'm going to do a back stitch to give it some stability, and then go through, do a seed bead, because the tube beads can sometimes have rough edges, so I don't want those to touch the fabric or the sequin part. So I've got the little round seed beads to kind of mitigate that. Then I'm going to add my desired number of bugle beads or tube beads, add my sequin, my little seed bead and then my sequin, go through it, and then go back through everything so that there's 4 strings in there. Come back through my twill tape and then do a nice knot. And then you'll have really secure single fringe. The fringe I did for the belt is a little bit differently. So I made some cotton twill tape, 2 layers, and then I did about every 5 centimeters a little drop with a sequin. So I'm going to do my back stitch, come in with a seed bead and my number of tube beads. I think I used 6 for this one. So go through all 6 and then use 3 more seed beads. Then I'm going to put the sequin or paillette, go back through the 3 seed beads and then start a new line of 6 tube beads to go back up to the fabric. So here I am going back through the 3 seed beads and then back through 6 of the tube beads. And remember, try not to use the broken ones because that can shred your thread and then your fringe will be everywhere. And once I have that last seed bead on, I go in, do a back stitch, and then tie a knot. I wanted to tie a knot every single time so that all of these fringe pieces are individual and they're not relying on each other to keep together. It is completely individual and they all have knots in between them. So if one breaks, that's the only one that's breaking, which is good for us. The last thing you want is your costume to break. So here's a single layer, and then I came back and did a double layer in between them with a shorter, I think it was 4 of the tube beads. So I made this nice little pattern. Now it's time to line the inside of the bra and belt. I already did a little whip stitch and stitched all of the fringe onto each of the pieces. So then I was ready to do the lining, and I prefer a cotton jersey knit. I think it's the most comfortable, and it's so important to line. It's going to protect your costume, all your hard work from sweat and makeup and lotion and all that good stuff. So definitely line. And here we go. The only thing that's left to do is I added on the fastenings for the belt. I did 2 large slide hook and eyes and 1 big snap. That's going to keep a really secure fastening so your belt isn't going to fall off no matter what kind of shimmying you do. And after some puffy paint to make it sticky, here it is! So here we go. The bra and belt are complete. They fit really well. I'm really happy with them, especially the beaded paillette fringe that I am working on for the first time for this costume. I hope you like it. Sorry this isn't a super in-depth tutorial. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to do step-by-step things, but for now, thank you so much for sewing with me and for watching. Bye!